we'll go ahead with normal forms. So first normal form. Okay, what all things it will not allow is there is in first normal form composite attributes, multi-valued attributes. Okay, nested relations it will not allow it. Okay, so what is nested relations is nothing but attributes whose values for an individual tuples are not unique. Okay, so we'll take some examples. Okay, so before that, we'll study what is the first normal form definition. A relation should have no multi-valued attributes or nested relation we'll call as a first normal form. A relation which has no multi-valued attributes or nested relation we'll say that it's there in first NF. Okay, so it is here considered as a this example. If we saw here this department table. Okay, so if has a department number, department name, okay, department manager, SSN, d location. Okay, suppose we have these four and these are the values. Okay, so here if you saw d location has more than one value. Okay, so research department which is located in three different locations. Okay, so these if I listed like this, okay, so this table is not there in one NF. Okay, it should not have multi-valued attribute. So what we have to do is how we have to list is nothing but you have to list thrice this one because you have three values, so you have to list thrice and you have to mark these delocation as a differently. Okay, so this column has a only one entry for that. Okay, so this is nothing but this there in one NF. Okay, so if you saw here in this table I had as a department number as a actually primary key. Okay, so only department number if I given, so it used to identify department name also, manager also, delocation also. Okay, so these things are there in this one. Okay, so when I'm listing like this, if I given only department number, so we'll be having three entries here. Okay, so you can't mark it as a only department number as a primary key. So along with D number, you have to mark as a D location as a primary key. So these two together, you are removing the multi-valued attribute. Okay, that is whichever attribute has the multi-valued attribute, so that also will become as a part of your primary key. Okay, so that attribute also will become as a part of your primary key is nothing but we are saying as a uh, essential or normally prime attribute. Okay, so this will also will become as a prime attribute. So before this one here only D number was the prime attribute. Okay, what is prime attribute is nothing but a attribute which is a part of your primary key or any key. Okay, so we'll call it as a prime attribute. So here along with D number you have a D location also as a prime attribute. So these two together now it becomes a primary key. So only department number 5 I can't give it 5, then I have to give the location. So these two together I can identify remaining attributes. Okay, that is department name, then manager SSN. I can identify it. So these two are the together is a primary key. Okay, so next one is we had as a nested one. Okay, that is a thing what here it's listed as a nested relation should not be there. Okay, so what is nested one is nothing but if you saw here. Okay, so I have a table as a employee emp underscore prog. Okay, so in this usually you have three attributes only, that is nothing but ssn, e name, then prgo, progs. Okay, so only these three. Okay, so this one projects, okay, pr OJS, whatever is there, this has two more things. Okay, that is P number and number of hours is working. Okay, so here this is the nested relation. Okay, so this relation employee project whatever we listed here, this relation has the one more nested relation here, that is a PROJS. Okay, so this has two attributes. Okay, so this kind of things also not allowed. Okay, so in one NF it is not allowed. So if I have entry for this one, there is nothing but values, so it will come as a these two values. Okay, so two things, then nested tables values. Okay, so here you can have a number of again rows. So if you saw here, this is one row for this table, that is employee project, one row is there, inside this again we have five rows. Okay, this is a nested relation we have. Okay, so these things are not allowed. Okay, this is not there in one NF. So what we have to do is we have to split the table. Okay, You have to split the table, and you have to make sure that is whatever we are doing it, so that is there in one NF. So what I can do is, so I can group these two things in one table. Okay, that is P number and number of hours. Okay, these two, and I can group these two in one more group, that is SSN and E number. Okay, so SSN and E number, I can group it. So only if I grouped these two and these two differently. Okay, so like here P number and hours and SSN and E name. Okay, so total four attributes, but there will not be any relation between these two tables. Okay, so to make a relation, what we have to do is something common, you have to write it here. Okay, so that is nothing but SSN attribute we are making as a common one. Okay, so here SSN, which is the primary key, here also this is a primary key, which used to identify this outer tables row individually. Okay, so this will identify E name. Okay, so E name, it will identify it. So in this table, okay, so these two together here, project number, then for that particular number of hours was there. Okay, so along with project number, what we are doing is SSN also we are giving it as, so to make the relation between these two tables also. And whenever you will do the join operation, you will get the valid result for that purpose. Okay, so here SSN we are keeping it, then P number, and you are taking the number of hours. So among these, one attribute will make it as a primary key. Okay, so here we are making as a one attribute P number, we are making as a primary key. So we can't do the number of hours, so because same number of hours will be working on the, some person is working on the same number of hours for different projects. Okay, so instead of that, project number will give as a part of our primary key. So here in this second table, this one table we didn't divide into two tables, that is a PROJ1, PROJ2, two tables we made it. So in this second table we are doing the these two attributes together, there is a primary key. Okay. So normally whenever we will take the our table, okay, there is a relations, maximum times those will be there in one NF. Okay, so we'll think as a whenever we have the in a design thing we are planning it, so, so we will start with always with one NF only. Okay, so like whenever you will be getting any database design, so you will take that design such a way that, so there should not be a multi-valued attribute, or there should not be nested relations among that. Okay, so you will keep it as different relations, then only you will start with different normalization process. Okay, so second normal form. Okay, so 2NF normally whatever will say. So second normal form and third normal form, they have the two definitions with respect to primary key one and in general one. Okay, so I have the two definitions. Okay, so for that we require two things. Okay, so these are the some terminologies we'll use it. So here prime attribute. Okay, so already we studied prime attribute. It's a, say attribute that is a member of a primary key. Okay, or any key normally will say as a prime attribute. And fully functional dependency. Okay, so we studied only functional dependencies. Here fully functional dependency, what is fully functional dependency is, suppose I have a functional dependency y to z. Okay, so y is a set of some attributes, z also is a set of some attributes. Okay, so here if I remove any attribute from here, so this functional dependency is not holds good, means this is a fully functional dependency. I'll repeat it once again. So here, any attribute from y, if I removed it, so this functional dependency, if it is not holds good, means this is fully functional dependency. Okay. For example, SSN and project number. So whatever we studied previously here. Okay, SSN and project number. From this, I can derive number of hours he is working. Okay, so how this employee is working on this project, how many number of hours. Okay, so here, so if I removed SSN from only project number, can I derive how many hours he worked? No. Okay, so maybe in that project, different people are working for different hours, so we can't derive it. So suppose if I removed project number from SSN, can I derive how many number of hours he worked? No. Okay, because this employee can work on different projects also, so in which project he is working how many hours, we will not come to know. So if any of the attributes if we removed, so this functional dependency will not holds good. Okay, that is, we can't get the number of hours he is working for that particular project, so this will not holds good. Okay, so this will say as a this is fully functional dependency. Okay, this FD we'll call it as a fully functional dependency. Okay, one more we'll take it. Suppose I have as a SSN comma P number which derives the employee name. Okay, so here these two attributes together, so it's deriving the employee name. So this is my one functional dependency is there. Okay, so if I remove SSN, can I derive from project number to employee name? No. Okay, so if I removed employee number, okay, can I get SSN to that employee name? Yes. Okay, so there is nothing but I can remove this attribute. So after removing this attribute, still this functional dependency holds good. That is nothing but I can derive from SSN e number of e name. Okay, that is nothing but employee name I can derive it. So this is not a fully functional dependency. This is normally functional dependency. No, we'll call it as a one more name as a partial dependency. Okay, this is a partial dependency. Okay, this is not a fully functional dependency. Okay, so because here from SSN I can get the e name. Okay, so this is not a fully functional dependency. Now we'll go for actually our second normal form definition. Okay, so here 2NF with respect to primary key, it says as a relation schema R is in 2NF. Okay, if every non-prime attribute A, capital A, in R is fully functionally dependent on the primary key of R. Okay, nothing what we're saying is a here 2NF uh, in non-prime attribute. Okay, so a relation R will say as a, it's in 2NF. That's the entire relation. Entire relation will say in 2NF if every non-prime attribute A in R is fully functionally dependent on primary key of R. Okay, so then we'll say as it's in 2NF. So general definition also we have. So here in general definition, with respect to primary key, we will not say it. What is that general definition is? A relation schema R is in 2NF if every non-prime attribute A in R is not partially dependent on any key. Okay, just we are seeing as a reverse way. Okay, it's not partially dependent on any key. So with respect to primary key, whatever we are saying is it's fully functional dependent on primary key. It has to fully functional dependent on primary key. We are saying it. Second one we are saying is in this general definition, it should not have the partial dependencies. Okay, so partial dependencies it should not be there. Okay, so we'll take one example. Okay, so here if you saw this one, okay, so SSN is there, P number is there. Okay, then ours E name, P name, then P location. Okay, so these things are there. Okay, so and he given the FDs also, FD1, FD2, FD3. Okay, so here now we'll check it, is it there in 2NF or not. So this relation is there in 2NF or not. So with respect to primary key definition, because we have here primary key. Okay, so these two together is my primary key. Okay, so here with respect to primary key, what he is saying is a non-prime attribute A. Okay, so there is some attribute okay, and which is not a prime attribute. Okay, non-prime attribute A in R is fully functional dependent on primary key, then only you say yes. Okay, so so here these are the non-prime attributes. Ours, e name, p name, okay, p location, okay, and these two are the prime attributes because these are the part of the primary key. These two are the prime attributes. Remaining all are non-prime attributes. So now we'll say see is any non-prime attribute partially dependent or not. Okay, so if it is partially dependent means this is not there in 2NF. Okay, all should be fully functional dependent on primary key. Primary key is nothing but these two together. Okay, ours. Okay, so ours, this is depends on both together, so this is not a problem. Okay, e name. Okay, so e name, if you saw it's functional dependency, it's dependent on only SSN, so there is a problem here with FD2. Okay, so whatever FD2 is, there is a partial dependency is there, only from SSN I can derive the e name. This is a partial dependency is there. So now p name. Okay, so p name, if you saw it here, only project number from this I can derive it. It's not dependent on it's not dependent on primary key because primary key is in these two together, but it depends on only p number. It's a partial dependency is there. Same thing is p location. So p location also is derive, we can derive from only p number. Okay, so FD2 and FD3 both violates the our 2NF. Okay, so whichever FDs violates the 2NF, those who have to remove it. then you have to make the different tables. Okay, so here what we are doing is, so this fd2 and fd3, whichever violets, no, those we are keeping in different table. Okay, that is here if you saw it. So first one, that is fd2 violets, that is ssn to e name. Okay, so ssn to e name we kept in one table. Okay, ssn to e name we kept in one table. Then here p number, from that I can derive p name, then p location. Okay, so here, so these two, so these two I can keep it in one table, that is p number, p name, p location. These two I can keep it. So whichever remaining attribute, I will keep it as it is. Okay, that is ssn, p number, then hours. So these three together I will keep it as it is. So this entire relation, okay, so this relation schema, we normally call it as a relation schema. So here ep1, ep2, ep3, so three tables are there, and these are the different attributes, and this is the functional dependency. So whatever functional dependency is given here before, as it is, we are keeping it fd1, fd2, fd3, all three. So now this relation schema is there in 2NF. Okay, so whatever we had here as a, this is relation schema R. Okay, normally this is the relation schema, only one was there. Okay, only one table was there in this relation schema. Now this relation schema entire thing is in 2NF or not, or to say it. Okay, so here relation schema R is in second normal form if every non-prime attribute A, so non-prime attribute considered in this one, will check it. Okay, so here non-prime attribute is hours, p name, uh, e name, p name, p location. Okay, these things. So these things, okay, so are fully functional dependent on primary key. Okay, so they are dependent on primary key or not, we'll check it. So in this table, this these two together is a primary key, so this is a primary key, it's dependent. Yes, okay. So here, so whatever fd we took it while removing fd, so whichever dependency is there. Okay, so these things we are making as a, in this table, primary keys. Here ssn is a primary key, p number is a primary key. So here e name is dependent on primary key ssn, so this is also there in 2NF. So here p name and p location, these two are dependent on p name only, if sorry, p number only. So okay, this is the primary key, so this is not a problem. Okay, so all these three tables are there in 2NF, so we are saying as a, this relation schema R is there in 2NF. Okay, now we'll go for 3NF. Okay, okay, so 3NF here, transitive functional dependency. It should not be there actually. Okay, so what is that? Here is nothing but a 3NF will say it. Okay, so a relation schema R is in 3NF. Okay, if it satisfies 2NF and no non-prime attribute. Okay, so again same thing, no non-prime attribute of R is transitively dependent on primary key. Okay, so you should not have the transitive dependency, okay, on primary key. Okay, that's we'll say as a actually 3NF. Okay, so here uh, it should be there in 2NF, and no non-prime attribute A, okay, non-prime attribute A in R is transitively dependent on primary key, we'll say as a, this is there in 3NF. Okay, then general definition of this one is here, a relation schema R is in 3NF. So whenever a non-trivial functional dependency, okay, so you'll be having some trivial functional dependency. What is that trivial functional dependency? We'll study it. Okay, so say in a non-trivial functional dependency, x to a holds in R either, okay, x is a super key of R, or a is a prime attribute of R. Okay, so for that we'll say as a, this is 3NF general definition. Okay, so here, so before studying that what is that exactly, so here we'll see as a, what is transitive dependencies. Okay, so a transitive functional dependency. Okay, so x to z we have, that can be derived from two functional dependencies. Okay, so x to y and y to z, so we can have x to z, this is a transitive dependency. Okay, so example here we have say ss we have as a ssn to t manager. Okay, this is a transitive ft we are seeing it. Why? Because from ssn to d number is there, d number to manager ssn is there. Okay, so then we'll say as a ssn to D manager SSN is nothing but is a transitive dependency. Okay, since there is a no set of attributes here, okay, that is SSN to E number, which will act as a intermediator. So okay, there is a here like this intermediator. So this is a non-transitive dependencies. Okay, so we'll go for trivial one. Okay, so here, okay, general form, general definition of 3NF. So here we have the 3NF. If whenever in non-trivial functional dependency, okay, functional dependency x to a holds in R, then either x should be a super key or a should be a prime attribute. Then only we'll say as a this is a 3NF. Okay, so okay, so consider this one. Okay, this table. So in this table we have as a e name, SSN, okay, date of birth, address, department name, department number, then manager SSN. These things are there. Okay, so now we are saying as a here this SSN is a primary key. From this we can derive these things. Okay, that is date of birth, address, department number, which he is belongs to his name. Okay, then from department number we can derive department name, then manager SSN. Okay, so this is the given thing. Okay, so this is now we'll say is it there in 3NF or not. So to become a 3NF, first it should be there in 2NF. Okay, so now first we'll see is it there in 2NF or not. Okay, so here is it any partial dependency is there? Okay, no. Why no? Because we have only one attribute as a primary key. Okay, in our primary key we have only one attribute. So partial dependency when it will come, so if primary key has minimum two attributes. Okay, so since we have here only one attribute, so we don't have any partial dependency also. Okay, so we don't have any partial dependency, so no need to worry about that one. So by default it is there in 2NF. Okay, now we'll see for transitive dependency. Okay, so normal definition of a primary key with respect to primary key, 3NF says as a it should be there in 2NF, and no non-prime attributes of R is transitively dependent on primary key. Okay, so here we saw SSN to D number is there. From D number to D name or D number to manager SSN is there. Okay, so if I consider this attribute, that is D name. Okay, so D name is transitively dependent on primary key. Okay, so how is SSN to D number I can derive? D number to D name I can derive it. So here this D name is transitively dependent on SSN. This should not be there. Okay, so here FD2 violates, that is a whichever have the transitive dependency, that FD violates the actually 3NF. Okay, so these two have the transitive dependency, D number also, D name also, and manager SS also. These two have the transitive dependency on SSN. Okay, so you have to remove this one. Okay, so what we have to do is this FD you have to remove it, that is uh, D name and D manager SSN. These two you have to remove it. So these two you have to keep it in some different table. So these two are dependent on D number. Okay, so we'll keep here as a D number also. So three attributes together will form it, and here this D number will keep in along with these things also, because whenever you will do the join operation of these two, so you should have proper result. For that purpose here we'll mention this one as a D number as a primary key, and this D number we'll use it here as a foreign key. Okay, so these two together, whenever we'll do the join operation, so you'll get the proper result. So this is there in 3NF now. Okay, so once again we'll see it is this table we split it into two, that is ed1 ed2. So now we'll check it is it there in 3NF or not. Okay, so by default here only one prime attribute is there, means you don't you are this table is there in 2NF and in a transitive dependency. Okay, so all are directly dependent on primary key only, so you don't have any transitive dependency here. So here also same thing, these two directly dependent on primary key, so you don't have any transitive dependency. So by default this is there in 3NF now. Okay,